I'm standing in the Richardsons' kitchen, the kitchen that smells like cinnamon and pine and every Christmas movie you've ever ugly cried through, holding a ceramic mug that says World's Best Son. Ironic, considering their world's best son is currently upstairs in his childhood bedroom, rage texting me from behind a locked door. His mother, Patricia, my Patricia now I suppose, is squeezing my shoulder and whispering, "You stay as long as you need, sweetheart. You're family." Family. 2 years ago, I would have given anything to hear those words from her lips. Now they taste like the sweetest, most intoxicating revenge I could have ever imagined. Because the man who humiliated me, who shattered my heart into glitter-sized pieces on Christmas Eve while I was downstairs wrapping presents for his nieces, is listening to his entire family choose me over him. And it's destroying him. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me take you back to where this really started, to the moment I realised that the man I'd spent 3 years building a life with was nothing more than a beautifully wrapped box with absolutely nothing inside. December 23rd, 2 days before Christmas. The day my world cracked wide open and I discovered that sometimes the worst betrayals come gift-wrapped in twinkling lights and fake snow. If you've ever wanted to watch someone's own family turn against them after they showed their true colours, hit that like button right now. Subscribe and buckle up, because this story has more twists than a candy cane. And a revenge payoff so sweet, it'll give you a sugar high that lasts for days. Trust me, you're going to want to hear every single second of this. His name was Derek Richardson, 6'2", sandy blonde hair that fell just right, smile that could have sold toothpaste or mortgages or whatever else required looking trustworthy and clean cut. We met at a mutual friend's barbecue 3 years ago, one of those impossibly perfect meet cutes where he saved my potato salad from tipping off the table, and I laughed at his terrible dad joke about catching feelings and side dishes. God, I was so naive. For 3 years, I built my life around this man. I'm talking full architectural blueprints, foundation, walls, future, everything. We moved in together after 8 months. I learned how he liked his coffee. 2 sugars, splash of oat milk, stirred counterclockwise because he was quirky like that. I memorized his family stories. I bought his mother's favourite flowers every time we visited, pale pink peonies, the expensive ones from the boutique florist, not the grocery store. I worked to be part of the Richardson family, and they were everything I'd never had. See, my family, my biological family, was a rotating cast of disappointments and supervised visits. My mum chose substances over stability. My dad chose new families over his old one. By the time I was 24 and met Derek, I was basically an emotional orphan looking for somewhere to belong. The Richardsons were that somewhere. Patricia Richardson, Derek's mum, was Martha Stewart meets your favourite kindergarten teacher. She hosted actual dinner parties with cloth napkins and place cards. She remembered everyone's birthdays, not with a Facebook reminder, but with handwritten cards that arrived exactly 3 days early. She had this way of making you feel seen, like every word you said mattered, like you weren't just Derek's girlfriend, but a whole person worthy of attention. Derek's dad, Ron, was quieter but equally warm. Retired firefighter, built birdhouses in his garage, called me kiddo, and always asked about my graphic design projects like he genuinely cared. Then there was Derek's younger sister, Melissa, 26, newly married, and 7 months pregnant with the family's first grandchild. She worked as a paediatric nurse and had this infectious optimism that made you want to be a better person. Derek's older brother, Jason, was the successful one, corporate lawyer in the city, married to Amanda, an ER doctor. They had twin girls, Emma and Lily, age 5. Those kids adored me. I was the aunt who always brought art supplies and played pretend for hours. For 3 years, I showed up. Every single time, Sunday dinners, birthday parties, Jason's work events where I made small talk with partners I'd never see again, Melissa's baby shower where I hand-painted onesies for 6 hours. I wasn't just Derek's girlfriend. I was woven into the fabric of that family, thread by thread, meal by meal, holiday by holiday. And Derek seemed perfect. He brought me coffee in bed. He remembered the weird anniversary dates, first date, first kiss, first I love you. He talked about marriage like it was inevitable, not someday, but soon. Next Christmas, he'd say, kissing my forehead, I'm putting a ring under that tree. I believed him. God help me, I believed him. Christmas was always the Richardsons' Super Bowl. Patricia started planning in October. There were spreadsheets, colour-coded spreadsheets, for meals, gifts, decorations, and activities. This year, Derek and I were hosting Christmas Eve at our apartment before everyone headed to Patricia and Ron's house on Christmas Day for the big celebration. I wanted it to be perfect. I deep cleaned our apartment until my hands cracked. I bought a 7-foot Douglas fir that barely fit through the door. I strung lights for 3 hours, meticulously wrapping every branch. I baked cookies, 6 different kinds, because Patricia had mentioned once, 2 years ago, that she loved variety. I bought thoughtful gifts, not expensive. I was a freelance designer, money was tight, but personal. A vintage cookbook for Patricia, a custom birdhouse plan for Ron, art supplies for the twins, a prenatal massage gift certificate for Melissa. For Derek, I'd commissioned a custom illustration, a family portrait of the Richardsons, every detail perfect, framed in reclaimed wood. I'd spent weeks on it. It was supposed to be our gift to his family, showing them we were a team, a unit, the beginning of our own branch on their family tree. December 23rd, I was wrapping presents in our living room. Derek said he was going to pick up the wine order from the specialty shop across town, fancy bottles Patricia had requested. Be back in 2 hours, babe, he'd said, kissing the top of my head. Need anything? Just you, I'd said. God, I want to reach back through time and slap myself. He left at 3 p.m. At 5:30 p.m, I called. No answer. At 6 p.m, I texted, everything okay, getting worried. At 6:45 p.m, I called again, straight to voicemail. By 7:15 p.m, I was genuinely panicking. My mind was spinning through worst-case scenarios, car accident, mugging, some horrible emergency. I called his brother Jason. Have you heard from Derek? No. Why? Is everything okay? He left to pick up wine 4 hours ago, and now his phone's off, and I'm sure he's fine, Jason said in that calm lawyer voice. Maybe his phone died. You know Derek, probably got distracted talking to someone. But something felt wrong. That little voice, the one women are taught to ignore, to rationalize away, as crazy or paranoid, was screaming. I opened my laptop. We shared a phone plan. I could check the account, see if there was activity. There was data usage, lots of it, right up until 6:30 p.m. when he manually turned off his phone. So, not dead, not in an accident, avoiding me. I stared at that screen, my heart rate climbing, my hands starting to shake. Then I did something I'd never done before, something I'd always judged other women for doing. I checked his location history. Our phones were synced through a family finding app, something his mum had insisted on after Ron had gotten lost on a hiking trip 2 years ago. For emergencies, she'd said. This felt like an emergency. I opened the app. Derek's last known location, before he turned off his phone, was an address I didn't recognise. Not the wine shop, not anywhere near the wine shop. A residential address in a neighbourhood 20 minutes in the opposite direction. My hands were trembling so badly I could barely type the address into Google Maps. Street view loaded. A nice apartment complex, modern, expensive looking. Who did Derek know there? I checked his texts. We'd always had each other's passcodes. No secrets, we'd always said. But his phone was off, so I couldn't access them remotely. I sat there in our living room, surrounded by half-wrapped presents and twinkling Christmas lights, and felt the floor start to tilt. 8 p.m. Derek walked through the door, carrying wine bags, smile bright. Sorry, babe. Traffic was insane, then my phone died in the car and... Where were you? My voice came out flat, cold. Derek blinked. I told you, wine shop. Your phone didn't die. His smile flickered. What? You turned it off at 6:30. I checked the account. The colour drained from his face, just for a second, just a flash, before he rearranged his features into confused innocence. Babe, what are you? You weren't at the wine shop. You were at an apartment complex on Riverside Drive. Want to explain that? Silence. Long, suffocating silence. Then, were you tracking me? The audacity. The sheer audacity of this man to turn this around on me. Were you lying to me? I shot back. Jesus Christ, this is exactly why I... He stopped himself. Why you what, Derek? His jaw clenched. He set down the wine carefully, like he was buying time. I was visiting a friend, okay? She needed help moving some furniture and... She? Another silence. It's not what you think. That sentence, that pathetic, cliché, insulting sentence that every cheater in the history of infidelity has used. What's her name? This is ridiculous. What is her name? Vanessa. She's a co-worker. I've mentioned her before. He hadn't. Not once. I would have remembered. Show me your text with her. My phone's dead. Then charge it. Babe, you're being paranoid. Charge your phone. I watched his face cycle through options, calculations, escape routes. Then he sighed, this deep, dramatic sigh like I was the one being unreasonable, and pulled out his phone. Fine. You want to invade my privacy? Fine. He plugged it in, turned it on. I watched the screen light up, watched his thumbs move just a little too quickly. What are you doing? Unlocking it. You just deleted something. I didn't. I grabbed the phone from his hand. His text thread with Vanessa showed exactly 2 messages. Derek, thanks for letting me store the Christmas gifts at your place. Vanessa, no problem, anytime. Timestamp, 4 p.m. today. I looked at him. He smiled, relieved, vindicated. See? Told you. I was picking up the gifts I'd been hiding at her place. Wanted to surprise you. It was smooth, practiced, almost believable, except... If you were picking up gifts, where are they? His smile froze. In the car. I didn't want you to see... Show me. This is insane. Show me the gifts, Derek. We went to the car. No gifts, just wine. I turned to face him in our apartment building's parking lot, under the glow of Christmas lights strung between lampposts, and watched him realize he was caught. I can explain. Don't. My voice cracked, finally, the dam breaking. Just don't. I walked back inside, grabbed my keys and wallet, and drove to the only place I could think of. A 24-hour diner 3 miles away, where I sat in a corner booth and cried until the waitress brought me free pie and asked if she should call someone. I didn't go home that night. I got a cheap motel room that smelled like bleach and regret, and lay awake staring at the ceiling, replaying every moment, every sign I'd missed. The late-night work calls, the sudden interest in going to the gym, the way he'd angled his phone away from me the past few months. I'd ignored it all because I wanted to believe in us, in him, in the family I thought we were building. At 3 a.m., my phone buzzed. 37 texts from Derek, ranging from angry to apologetic to manipulative, and 1 text from Patricia. Sweetheart, Derek told me you two had a fight. I don't know what happened, but please know our home is always open to you. Love you. I stared at that message. Love you. She'd never said that before. And in that moment, exhausted, heartbroken, hollowed out, something clicked into place. An idea. Terrible. Vengeful. Perfect. Christmas Eve morning, I woke up in that motel room with swollen eyes, a crick in my neck, and crystal clear purpose. Derek had called me 17 times. I ignored all of them. Instead, I called Patricia. Oh, sweetheart, she answered immediately, voice thick with concern. Are you okay? Where are you? My voice broke authentically. I'm so sorry, Patricia. I know Derek probably told you I overreacted, but he said you had a misunderstanding about a co-worker. Of course he did. Did he tell you the co-worker was a woman whose apartment he lied about visiting? Or that he deleted their text messages in front of me? Or that he's been emotionally distant for months? Silence. Then, he said what? I told her everything. Calmly, factually, no embellishment needed. When I finished, Patricia's voice had turned to steel. Where are you right now? A motel near? Absolutely not. You pack your things and you come here, right now. Patricia, I can't just... You're coming to our house. We're having Christmas Eve dinner at 6 p.m. and you will be here. I don't care what Derek says. You're family. Do you understand me? There it was again. Family. What about Derek? I asked quietly. What about Derek? He's a grown man who apparently needs to explain himself. You let me handle my son. Something warm bloomed in my chest. Something that felt like vindication and belonging and power all mixed together. Okay, I whispered. Thank you. No thanks needed, sweetheart. I'll see you at 6. And honey, bring those beautiful cookies you made. I know you made them. Derek can't bake to save his life. I laughed, actually laughed, for the first time in 12 hours. I showed up at the Richardson house at 5:45 p.m. Patricia opened the door and pulled me into a hug that smelled like sugar cookies and expensive perfume and safety. Come in, sweet girl, come in. Derek was already there, standing in the living room with his father and Jason, looking like a man facing a firing squad. When he saw me, relief flooded his face. Babe, thank God Patricia cut him off with one raised hand. Derek, kitchen, now. I'd never heard her use that tone before. Derek followed his mother like a scolded child. Ron approached me carefully like I might spook. I hear my son's been an idiot. I nodded, not trusting my voice. For what it's worth, Ron said quietly, we don't tolerate that kind of behaviour in this family, and you're not going anywhere. Understand? I nodded again, tears threatening. Jason's wife, Amanda, appeared with a glass of wine. Patricia filled us in. Derek's an arsehole. You're staying for dinner, and possibly forever. The twins have already asked if you're moving into the guest room. I laughed through tears. Is that okay, for me to stay? Amanda squeezed my shoulder. Honey, you're more family than some people who share our DNA. Yes, it's okay. From the kitchen, raised voices. Patricia's, sharp and unyielding. You deleted messages, Derek James Richardson. Derek's, defensive. She's blowing this out of proportion. Patricia's, do not lie to me. I raised you better than this. Melissa waddled over, 7 months pregnant and glowing, and linked her arm through mine. So, she whispered conspiratorially, how much of a disaster is my brother? Scale of 1 to 10? Sure. 15, she snorted. Yeah, that tracks. He dated this girl in college, Brittany, total nightmare, cheated on her too. Mum was furious, didn't speak to him for 3 months. Cheated before. This wasn't a mistake. This was a pattern. Something hardened in my chest. Dinner was awkward in the most beautiful way possible. Patricia seated me in my usual spot, right next to her at the table. Derek ended up at the far end, next to the twins, who kept asking him why he looked sad and if he had a tummy ache. Every time he tried to catch my eye, someone from his family would redirect attention away from him. Patricia asked about my design projects. Ron asked about my favourite birdhouse design. Melissa asked if I'd help paint the nursery. Jason asked if I'd join their family group chat. Since you're basically part of the family anyway. Derek sat there, watching his entire family choose me, include me, love me. And I watched him realise he was losing something he'd taken for granted. After dinner, Patricia pulled me aside. Derek told me everything, she said quietly. The real everything. I asked him direct questions and he knew better than to lie to me twice. My heart stopped. And? And he's been seeing this Vanessa woman for 6 weeks. Nothing physical, he claims, but emotional affair at minimum. He says he was confused about your relationship and needed space to think. The words hit like slaps. I'm so sorry, Patricia continued, taking my hands. I'm sorry my son is a coward. I'm sorry he hurt you. And I'm sorry I raised a man who thinks he can treat people as disposable. It's not your fault. No, but I'm still sorry. And I want you to know, whatever happens between you and Derek, you will always have a place in this family. Always. Do you understand? I nodded, unable to speak. Good. Now, I believe there's Christmas cookies and hot chocolate, and those twins have been asking for you specifically to read them. 'Twas the night before Christmas. Do you mind? I spent the next hour curled on the couch, Emma on one side, Lily on the other, reading Christmas stories while Derek sat alone in the corner, scrolling through his phone. At 10 p.m, Patricia announced it was time for everyone to head home and get rest before Christmas Day tomorrow. Sweetheart, she said to me, you're welcome to stay in the guest room tonight if you don't want to go back to… Well, thank you, I said, but I think I need to go home, face things. Derek perked up. I'll drive you. No, Patricia said firmly. She'll drive herself. You'll stay here tonight. Mom! Derek, guest room, now. He opened his mouth to argue, then thought better of it. I hugged everyone goodbye, long, genuine hugs that felt like armor, and drove back to the apartment Derek and I shared, where I packed a bag, took my laptop and essential documents, and left. I didn't leave a note. I didn't need to. Christmas morning, I woke up in Patricia and Ron's guest room, the one with the handmade quilt and photos of family vacations on the walls. Patricia had insisted I come back after I texted her at midnight saying I'd left the apartment. Absolutely not, she'd texted back. You're spending Christmas with family. Come back right now. Doors unlocked. I'd cried the entire drive over, not sad tears this time, grateful ones. Christmas morning at the Richardsons was chaos in the best way. Wrapping paper everywhere, the twins shrieking over new toys, Melissa crying hormonal happy tears over a onesie that said, Grandma's favourite, a gift from Patricia, coffee flowing like a caffeinated river. Derek showed up at 9 a.m. He looked like he hadn't slept. Good. Can we talk? He asked, pulling me aside into the hallway. I don't think… Please, just 5 minutes. I glanced toward the living room, where Patricia was watching like a hawk. She nodded slightly. Your choice. Fine, 5 minutes. We stepped onto the back porch, cold December air biting. I'm sorry, Derek started. I'm so sorry. I was an idiot. I don't know what I was thinking. You were thinking you could have both, I said flatly. Me and her, the secure relationship and the exciting new thing. It wasn't like that. Derek, stop lying. I'm exhausted. He ran his hands through his hair, that gesture he always did when stressed. Okay, yes, I was confused. Vanessa paid attention to me in ways you stopped. I stopped? My voice rose. I planned our entire Christmas Eve. I made 6 kinds of cookies. I commissioned a family portrait for your family. What exactly did I stop doing? You were always so focused on my family, on impressing them. It felt like you cared more about being a Richardson than being with me. And there it was, the truth underneath the truth. He resented me for loving his family, for trying so hard to belong. So you punished me, I said quietly, by finding someone who didn't try so hard. I didn't mean to. Yes, you did. You absolutely did. And you know what? I hope she was worth it. I turned to go back inside. Wait, we can fix this. Couples therapy, boundaries, whatever you want. I stopped, turned back. Derek, your family chose me. Your mother kicked you out of your childhood home on Christmas Eve. Your dad called you an idiot. Your sister asked me to be her birthing partner instead of you. Do you understand what that means? His face crumpled. They'll forgive me. They're family. Maybe, but I won't. I walked inside, left him standing alone in the cold. The rest of Christmas Day was surreal. Patricia kept me close, introducing me to extended family members as our dear family friend, with a pointed emphasis that made it clear I was more than Derek's ex-girlfriend. Derek tried to participate, opening gifts, making jokes, but there was this distance now. His family was polite to him, but they were warm to me. At dinner, Jason raised his glass. I'd like to make a toast to family, the ones we're born with and the ones we choose, and to the people who show us what loyalty and genuine love looks like. He looked directly at me. Everyone clinked glasses. Derek didn't drink. After dinner, Melissa asked if I'd come to her next ultrasound appointment. Derek was supposed to come, but honestly, I'd rather have you there. You actually listen instead of just scrolling through your phone. I would love to, I said. Derek overheard. The look on his face, betrayal, anger, loss, was intoxicating. That night, after everyone had left and I was helping Patricia clean up, she said something I'll never forget. You know, I always wondered if Derek truly appreciated what he had with you. Now I know he didn't. But we do. And I hope you know that this family is yours, regardless of my son's stupidity. Thank you, I whispered. That means everything. Good. Because you're coming to Sunday dinner this week, and the week after, and every week if you'd like. What about Derek? Patricia smiled, sharp and fierce. Derek can come too, but he'll have to sit at the kids' table until he learns how to act like an adult. I laughed so hard I nearly dropped a plate. Over the next month, I became a fixture in the Richardson house. I went to Melissa's ultrasound, where we found out she was having a boy, and cried happy tears with her in the parking lot. I helped Ron build a cradle for the baby in his garage, learning the difference between a mortise and tenon joint. I had coffee dates with Amanda, who was quickly becoming my best friend. I taught the twins watercolour painting every Saturday morning. And Derek? Derek watched it all happen. He tried at first to win me back. Flowers delivered to Patricia's house. She put them in the guest bathroom, not the main display. Apology texts that got more desperate. A voicemail where he actually cried, saying he'd made the biggest mistake of his life. I didn't respond to any of it. But here's the thing about cutting someone off. They don't disappear from your life when you share a family. Derek still came to Sunday dinners. He still attended Melissa's baby shower, where I'd organised games and made a Pinterest-perfect cake. He still showed up for the twins' birthday party, where I'd face-painted 20 children and was declared the best aunt ever. And every single time he had to watch his family love me more than they liked him. The breaking point came in March. Melissa went into labour early, 2 weeks before her due date. Amanda called me at 2 a.m. Melissa's asking for you. Can you come to the hospital? I was there in 20 minutes. Derek showed up 30 minutes later, bleary-eyed, and found me in the delivery room, holding Melissa's hand, coaching her through contractions while her husband Tim looked like he might faint. What is she doing here? Derek asked. I invited her, Melissa panted. She's better at this than you. Derek stood in the doorway, watching me be part of his sister's most intimate moment, and I saw something break in him. Melissa's son, Theodore Ronald Richardson, 7 pounds 3 ounces, was born at 6:47 a.m. Patricia and Ron arrived just in time to meet him, and when Patricia was asked who she wanted in the first grandparent photo, she said, all of us, including our honorary daughter. She pulled me into the frame. Derek wasn't in that photo. He was cropping himself out of his own family, and everyone could see it. That Sunday, the Sunday after Theo was born, Derek didn't show up for dinner, or the next week, or the week after that. Has anyone heard from Derek? Patricia finally asked in April. Jason shrugged. He texted me, said he's taking space from family stuff. Because of me, I said quietly. No, Patricia said firmly. Because he can't face the consequences of his own actions. That's not your fault. But it felt like my fault, like I'd stolen something that wasn't mine to take. Patricia, I said carefully, maybe I should stop coming around so much. This is Derek's family, not mine. Stop right there. Patricia's voice was ice. Derek had a woman who loved this family, who showed up, who cared. He threw that away. You didn't steal anything. He lost it. There's a difference. Ron nodded. You're not going anywhere, kiddo. Melissa, rocking baby Theo, added, If you leave, I'm going with you. Amanda raised her wine glass. Same. The twins, playing with blocks in the corner, chorused. We want Auntie to stay, I cried, again. But this time they were tears of belonging, real unconditional belonging, not contingent on who I was dating, just because I was me. In June, 6 months after the Christmas Eve that changed everything, I saw Derek for the first time in weeks. At Jason's backyard barbecue. He looked thinner, tired, older somehow, and he'd brought a date, Vanessa. She was pretty, dark hair, bright smile, trendy outfit. She lasted 45 minutes. Because here's what Vanessa didn't understand. The Richardsons were polite. They said hello. They offered her a burger and potato salad, but they didn't engage. Not the way they engaged with me. Patricia asked me to help her in the kitchen, leaving Derek and Vanessa standing awkwardly by the grill. The twins asked me, not Derek, to play catch. Melissa asked me to hold Theo while she ate. Jason and Amanda invited me to their lake house for the 4th of July. Vanessa noticed. So, she said during a lull in conversation, voice too bright. Derek tells me you all are super close, that's so nice. Patricia smiled thinly. We are. Family is very important to us. Totally. I love that Derek has such a tight-knit family. I can't wait to get to know everyone better. Silence. Awkward, suffocating silence. Finally, Amanda said sweetly, That's nice. Derek's last girlfriend really became part of the family, set a pretty high bar. Vanessa's smile faltered. Derek's jaw clenched. And I excused myself to check on the twins, hiding my smile behind a cup of lemonade. Vanessa didn't last through dessert. She claimed a headache and asked Derek to take her home. As they were leaving, Patricia stopped Derek at the gate. Son, we need to talk. Not now, Mom. Yes, now. Your girlfriend just left. You have 5 minutes. Derek glanced at me, standing on the porch with Ron, safe and surrounded by family, and his shoulders slumped. What do you want me to say? I want you to acknowledge that you destroyed a good thing, a great thing, and now you're watching someone else live the life you could have had. She's not living my life. No, she's living hers, with our family, because she earned it. You didn't. I couldn't hear the rest of the conversation, but I saw Derek's face crumble, saw him nod, defeated, saw him leave without saying goodbye to anyone. 2 weeks later, I got a text from an unknown number. You won. I hope you're happy. You took my family. I stared at that message for a long time. Then I blocked the number. Because he was wrong. I didn't take his family. He lost them. There's a difference. It's December again, almost exactly 1 year since everything changed. I'm sitting in Patricia and Ron's kitchen, our kitchen really, helping Patricia make her famous gingerbread cookies for Christmas Eve. The twins are decorating sugar cookies at the table, arguing about whether Santa's suit is cherry red or crimson red. Melissa is in the living room, Theo napping on her chest, flipping through a catalogue of baby furniture for the guest room she's converting into a nursery at her house. Jason and Amanda are arguing good-naturedly about whether Die Hard is a Christmas movie. Ron is in his garage, building something mysterious and wooden for the grandkids. And Derek. Derek moved to Portland in October. New job, new city, new start. He sends Patricia texts occasionally. Happy Thanksgiving. Love you, Mum, the bare minimum. But he doesn't come home. Patricia doesn't talk about it much, but I know it hurts her. Do you think he'll come home for Christmas? I ask quietly, dusting flour off my hands. Patricia pauses mid-stir, staring into the cookie dough like it holds answers. I don't know, sweetheart. I invited him, told him he's always welcome, but I also told him that you'll be here, and that's not changing. Patricia, no. She sets down the spatula and turns to face me fully. You listen to me. I love my son. I will always love my son. But love doesn't mean accepting bad behavior or sacrificing good people to make him comfortable. He made his choices. Now he has to live with them. She cups my face with her flour-dusted hands. You stayed. You showed up. You loved us even when it was awkward and complicated. That means something. That means everything. I nod, throat tight. Besides, Patricia continues, smile turning mischievous, someone needs to help me coordinate Christmas dinner, and we both know Derek can't tell a whisk from a spatula. I laugh, the tension breaking. Now, Patricia says, tell me honestly, are you seeing anyone? Because Amanda mentioned a very nice man from her hospital, and I told her to absolutely not set you up without asking you first, but Patricia. What? You're beautiful, you're kind, you're talented, and you deserve someone who appreciates you. I'm simply saying that if you were interested in meeting someone... I'm not ready, I say gently. Maybe someday, but right now, I'm exactly where I want to be. And I mean it, because here's what I've learned this year. Family isn't about blood. It's not about who you're dating or which last name you carry. It's about who shows up. Who stays? Who chooses you over and over, even when it's inconvenient or uncomfortable? The Richardsons chose me. And in doing so, they gave me something Derek never could. A home that didn't depend on his presence to exist. That night, Christmas Eve, we gather around the Richardson table, expanded with extra leaves to fit everyone. Patricia and Ron at the heads. Jason, Amanda and the twins on one side, Melissa, Tim and baby Theo on the other, and me, right next to Patricia, in the seat that's become mine. Before we eat, Patricia raises her glass. I want to make a toast, she says, voice thick with emotion. This year has been complicated. We've lost people. We've gained people. We've learned a lot about what family really means. She looks directly at me. Family means showing up. It means loving people not because you have to, but because you genuinely want to. It means making space at the table for people who earn their place through loyalty, kindness and love. She pauses, composing herself. So tonight, I'm grateful for my husband, who still makes me laugh after 40 years. For my children, all of them, even the ones learning hard lessons far away. For my grandchildren, who remind me what pure joy looks like. And for the people who become family not through birth, but through choice. Everyone raises their glasses. To family, Patricia says. The ones we're born with and the ones we're blessed to find. To family, we echo. As we clink glasses, my phone buzzes. A text from Derek. Merry Christmas. I'm sorry for everything. I hope someday we can talk. I miss my family. I miss you. I stare at the message. Feel something. Not anger anymore. Not satisfaction. Just sadness. For what could have been. For the man who had everything and couldn't see it. I don't respond. Maybe someday I will. But tonight I'm here, surrounded by people who chose me, eating cookies I helped bake, listening to the twins argue about whether Rudolph or Frosty is the superior Christmas character. Tonight, I'm exactly where I belong. And Derek. Derek is somewhere else, learning a lesson I hope he never forgets. You don't know what you have until it's gone. And sometimes, once it's gone, you can't get it back. 3 months later, March again. Theo's first birthday party. Patricia has outdone herself. Backyard transformed into a Wild One theme with balloon animals and a smash cake shaped like a lion. I'm manning the face painting station, turning toddlers into tigers and butterflies. The twins are helping, which mostly means they're getting more paint on themselves than the other kids. Melissa approaches, phone in hand, expression complicated. So, Derek texted, said he's coming home for the party. My hand stills mid-brushstroke. Oh, yeah, just wanted to give you a heads up. You don't have to stay if... No, I say firmly. This is Theo's party, I'm not leaving. Melissa grins. That's my girl. Derek arrives an hour later. He looks different. beard grown out, glasses instead of contacts. Softer around the edges somehow. He's alone. No Vanessa, no new girlfriend. Just him, carrying an oversized stuffed elephant for Theo. Patricia hugs him, long and tight, and I see him sag into her embrace like a man who's been holding his breath for months. "I'm glad you came," Patricia says. "Me too, Mom. Me too." Derek makes the rounds, hugging his dad, his siblings, playing with the twins. But he keeps glancing at me. I pretend not to notice, focusing intently on painting a butterfly on a squirming 3-year-old. Finally, inevitably, he approaches. "Hey! Hey!" Silence. Awkward, weighted silence. "You're really good at that," he says, gesturing to my face painting setup. "Thanks." More silence. "Can we talk, just for a minute?" I glance at Melissa, who's watching like a hawk ready to intervene. "Okay, 1 minute." We walk to the edge of the yard, away from the party chaos. Derek shoves his hands in his pockets, staring at the ground. "I'm sorry," he says. "I know I've said it before, but I need to say it again. I'm so sorry for what I did, for lying, for cheating, for taking you for granted." "Okay." I've been in therapy, working on a lot of things, understanding why I sabotage good things, why I ran instead of dealing with my feelings. "That's good, Derek, really." "I don't expect you to forgive me or to take me back. I know that ship has sailed." I nod. "But I need you to know, you didn't steal my family. I lost them because I stopped showing up, because I took them for granted too. And watching you love them the way they deserve to be loved, it showed me everything I failed to be." His voice cracks. "You made me see what I threw away, and yeah, it hurts like hell. But I'm grateful, because if I hadn't lost everything, I never would have gotten help, never would have done the work." I take a breath. "I'm glad you're getting help, Derek, genuinely, and I'm glad you're trying to rebuild with your family. But not with you. No, not with me." He nods, eyes wet. "For what it's worth, you deserved so much better than what I gave you, and the next person who gets to love you is the luckiest person alive." Something loosens in my chest. Not forgiveness exactly, but release. "Thank you," I say quietly. "That means something." We stand there for a moment, two people who used to share a life, now standing on opposite sides of an invisible line. "I should get back," I say. "Yeah, me too." As I walk away, Derek calls out, "Hey, can I ask you something?" I turn. "Do you think someday we could be friends?" I consider this. "Maybe," I say honestly. "Someday, when it doesn't hurt anymore." He nods, accepting this. "That's fair." I return to the face painting station, where a line of kids has formed. Emma tugs on my sleeve. "Auntie, Uncle Derek looks sad." "He's okay, sweetie, just feeling his feelings." "Did you make him sad?" "No, honey. He made himself sad by making bad choices, but he's learning to make better ones." "Oh, that's good. Bad choices are yucky." "They really are." She climbs into my lap, paint sticky hands wrapping around my neck. "I love you, Auntie." My heart swells. "I love you too, Emma Bear." Across the yard, I see Derek watching this exchange, see the exact moment he understands what he lost wasn't just a girlfriend. It was these moments, this love, this belonging. Patricia joins him, says something I can't hear. Derek nods, wipes his eyes, and pulls his mum into a hug. And I realise something. This isn't a story about revenge. It never was. This is a story about finding family in the wreckage, about people who choose you when someone else throws you away, about building something real from the broken pieces of something fake. Derek didn't lose his family because I stole them. He lost them because he stopped watering the garden and was surprised when someone else started growing flowers there. It's June now. 18 months since the Christmas that changed everything. I'm painting the nursery at Melissa and Tim's house, soft sage green with hand-painted woodland creatures on one wall. Melissa is pregnant again, surprise baby number 2, due in November. You know you're doing the birth again, right? She says, eating pickles straight from the jar. Obviously, who else is going to remind you to breathe while Tim panic spirals? She laughs. Fair point. My phone buzzes. A text from Amanda. Coffee tomorrow? Want to introduce you to someone? I smile. 6 months ago, I would have said no immediately, but I've been healing, going to therapy myself, working through abandonment issues, people-pleasing patterns, learning to build relationships that don't require me to perform for love. And slowly, carefully, I've started opening up to the possibility of dating again. Not seriously, just trying. What kind of someone? I text back. The kind with a good job, great smile, and 0 psycho exes. Also loves kids and dogs. Also thinks you're beautiful. I showed him your Instagram, don't be mad. I laugh out loud. Okay, coffee, but low expectations. That's my girl. Saturday, 10 a.m., the usual place. Was that Amanda setting you up again? Melissa asks, grinning. Maybe. Good. You deserve someone amazing, someone who sees what Derek was too stupid to see. What if it doesn't work out? Then it doesn't work out. But you try anyway, because you're brave and you deserve good things. I climb down the ladder, surveying my work. The woodland creatures are coming together, foxes and owls and deer, gentle and whimsical. It's perfect, Melissa says softly. You're so talented. Thanks. No, I mean it. You should do this professionally. Kids' murals, nursery design. You'd be amazing. Something sparks. You know what? Maybe I will. Really? Yeah. I've been doing freelance graphic design for so long. Maybe it's time to try something new. Something that makes me feel, I don't know, purposeful. Do it, and I'll be your first official client. Plus I'll tell every pregnant mum at the hospital. You'll be booked for months. I hug her, careful of her belly. How did I get so lucky to have you? Pretty sure I'm the lucky one. You're the best sister I never had. Sister. The word settles into my bones, warm and right. That Sunday, Derek shows up for family dinner. It's not weird anymore, not comfortable exactly, but manageable. We're learning to exist in the same space without the air feeling like broken glass. He asks about my mural business. Yes, I officially started it, got business cards and everything. I ask about his job in Portland. He's doing well, got promoted, thinking about staying permanently. It's civil, even friendly in a distant way. After dinner, as we're cleaning up, Patricia pulls me aside. I'm proud of you, sweetheart. For what? For staying. For growing. For becoming the kind of person who turns pain into purpose. I learned from the best, I say, bumping her shoulder. Oh, stop. You'll make me cry. Too late. You're already crying. She laughs, wiping her eyes. You know what I see when I look at you? What? My daughter. Not by birth or marriage or legal document, but by choice, by love, by showing up. I'm crying now too. You're my family, I whisper. You all are. And you're ours, forever, no matter what. So here's what I learned from the year I accidentally stole my cheating ex-boyfriend's family. You can't steal what was never properly held. Derek didn't lose his family because I manipulated them, or seduced them, or played some elaborate game. He lost them because he forgot that love, all love, romantic or familial, requires maintenance. It requires showing up, being present, choosing people actively, not passively. He thought family was a given, a guarantee, something that would always be there no matter how he behaved. And I learned that family is actually a garden that needs constant tending. You water it with presence. You weed it with communication. You grow it with consistency. The Richardsons didn't choose me over Derek. They chose effort over apathy, presence over absence, love over entitlement. And yeah, Derek suffered for it. But suffering is sometimes the only thing that wakes us up. The last time I saw him at Melissa's baby shower in August, he pulled me aside. I'm dating someone, he said. Her name is Cara. She's a teacher, really kind. That's great, Derek, really. I'm doing it differently this time. Therapy helped. I'm showing up, communicating, not running when things get hard. I'm proud of you. And I meant it. I need to thank you, he said quietly. For what? For loving my family so much that losing them destroyed me, because it was the only thing that could have made me change. I didn't know what to say to that, so I just nodded. I hope Kara knows how lucky she is, I finally said. I'm making sure she does, every day. As he walked away, I felt something I didn't expect. Hope, not for us. That door closed long ago. But hope that people can change, that breaking can lead to healing, that sometimes the worst thing that happens to you is the doorway to becoming who you were always meant to be. Today, I'm sitting in Patricia and Ron's backyard, watching the twins chase fireflies in the twilight. Theo is toddling around chasing bubbles. Melissa's newest baby, Sophie, is sleeping against my chest, milk-drunk and peaceful. Patricia brings me lemonade and sits beside me. Happy? She asks. Yeah, really happy. Good, you deserve it. We sit in comfortable silence, watching the family we've built together. Not the family I expected, not the family I planned for, but the family that chose me when I needed it most. And that, it turns out, is worth more than any revenge could ever be. So that's my story. The story of how I stole my cheating ex-boyfriend's family, or more accurately, how they adopted me when he forgot to appreciate them. If this story resonated with you, hit that like button and let me know in the comments. Have you ever had someone's family choose you over them? Or have you ever lost someone and realized they took an entire community with them? And if you're going through something similar right now, if you're heartbroken and wondering if you'll ever belong anywhere again, let me tell you something. You will. The right people will choose you. The right family will find you. Sometimes it just takes losing the wrong one first. Subscribe for more stories about messy, complicated, beautifully imperfect human experiences. And remember, family isn't about who you're related to, it's about who shows up. Until next time.